Chapter 1.22, Chronicles of the Unfinished Sword. The Nameless airship flew through the crimson void of the space opera, while the captain and the villain argued over whose turn it was to steer. Finally, Lilith approached the typewriter and typed. On the way, a portal appears into the next unfinished story, the oldest one in the project's folder. The void outside the window warped and transformed into a new landscape. They saw majestic mountains crowned with spires of a dark citadel. But while the mountains and castle were finely detailed, the land at their base looked like an untextured 3D model, a bare blue grid stretching into infinity. "Looks like an early alpha version," muttered John. The airship landed on a plateau at the foot of the half-built tower of the Dark Lord. The team disembarked. They were immediately met by a knight in shining armor, sitting on a rock and gloomily poking the ground with an ordinary sword. "Greetings, travelers," he said sadly. "Have you come to fight the Dark Lord Zaragat?" "Actually, we were looking for burritos," replied Taco. "Ah," sighed the knight. "No burritos here. There's nothing here at all, for 5 years already. I am Sir Reginald, the Chosen One. I am supposed to defeat Zaragat, but for that I need the legendary flame sword of Agmar, and the author never wrote the chapter where I find it." He pointed at the tower. "And Zaragat sits up there. He's bored too. Last week he sent me a note via pigeon. Are you coming soon? My dungeons are already moldy." John, Lilith, and the others exchanged glances. They had found yet another abandoned plot. Another cage with characters frozen in waiting. "All right," said Lilith, rubbing her hands businesslike. "What's the problem? Our John will write you that sword. Right, genius." John hesitantly approached the typewriter, which the robots had thoughtfully brought from the airship. He felt strange interfering in someone else's story, in another genre. "What should I write?" he asked. "Write, and then before Sir Reginald appeared the legendary flame sword of Agmar," Lilith commanded. John typed. "And then before Sir Reginald appeared the legendary flame sword of Agmar." A light flared in the air before the night. Everyone froze in anticipation. The light dimmed, and with a soft click, something fell to the ground. A Swiss Army knife. Red classic with a white cross. Sir Reginald picked it up. He unfolded the blade. It was warm. He pressed a button and a small but genuine flame leapt out like from a lighter. Then he found a corkscrew and a nail file. "Is this it?" the knight asked incredulously. "Looks like our author has a very specific sense of humor," Lilith muttered. He fulfilled the request but added his absurd little twist. Sir Reginald looked at his new legendary relic, then at the tower, then back at the knife. Suddenly his face lit up with determination. "You know what? This is even better," he exclaimed. "Zaragat expects a hero with a huge flaming sword, and I'm coming at him with this. He'll die laughing before I even reach him. Thank you, friends, to battle." And with a war cry and the Swiss knife held high, he ran across the blue grid toward the Dark Lord's tower. "Well," Lilith smirked, turning to the others. "Shall we go watch the show? Looks like this plot is about to get really fun."